Welcome to Vital Life Stories, where we explore the darkest corners of human nature, unraveling tales of greed and tragic fate. Today, we delve into a chilling story of absolute betrayal, a tale where money completely destroys a seemingly unbreakable human bond. Imagine two best friends sharing a lifetime of struggles and dreams. Their trust was a beautiful fortress, built over many years. They worked side by side, facing the harsh realities of life together. Neither could have predicted the nightmare lurking just ahead. For decades, they shared their meager meals and their deepest secrets. Poverty bonded them in a way that wealth eventually shattered. They believed nothing could ever tear their loyal brotherhood apart. They stood together like two strong trees in a fierce storm. The turning point arrived with a simple, ordinary piece of paper. A lottery ticket that promised to change their destinies forever. They pooled their last few coins to purchase this hopeful dream. It was a desperate gamble against a lifetime of endless hardship. When the winning numbers were announced, their joy was absolutely boundless. They had won a fortune beyond their wildest childhood imaginations. They danced in the streets, embracing each other with pure happiness. The heavy chains of poverty were finally broken for good. But immense wealth carries a terrifying curse for the weak mind. It whispers dark promises, slowly twisting the human soul into madness. For one of the friends, the shared victory was not enough. A sinister seed of greed began to sprout within his heart. He looked at his lifelong brother and saw only an obstacle. The desire to claim the entire prize completely consumed his mind. The thought of splitting the money became an unbearable, agonizing torment. He wanted every single penny to build his own selfish empire. Friendship, once a sacred bond, was now just a worthless memory. The blinding allure of gold had completely erased his basic humanity. He began to plot a flawless crime in the dark shadows. Every single detail was meticulously calculated to avoid any police suspicion. The plan was to eliminate his friend quietly and take everything. He truly believed he was the undisputed master of his destiny. He invited his best friend to a secluded cabin up north, a place where screams would be swallowed by the dark forest. The victim arrived with a heart full of trust and joy. He brought a bottle of wine to celebrate their bright future. They sat by the warm fire, reminiscing about their difficult past. The killer smiled, hiding the sharp blade inside his dark coat. On that cold, stormy night, he finally executed his gruesome plan. The ultimate act of betrayal unfolded in absolute, terrifying, deadly silence. His friend fell, completely unaware of the monstrous treachery taking place. The light of trust extinguished forever in a pool of blood. Standing over the lifeless body, the murderer felt a twisted triumph. He believed he had successfully secured his golden, incredibly luxurious future. He wiped the blood from his hands with a cold rag. His heart beat wildly with the intoxicating thrill of absolute victory. Now, he only needed to retrieve the winning ticket from him. He knelt down beside the fallen friend to claim his prize. With trembling hands, he frantically searched the victim for the paper. He reached into every pocket, fully expecting to find the ticket. He checked the wallet, the jacket, and even the torn trousers. But panic slowly crept into his cold, calculating, and ruthless heart. The magical slip of paper was absolutely nowhere to be found. The reality of his massive miscalculation began to crush him instantly. He tore through the victim's jacket, destroying the fabric in desperation. He turned the lifeless body over, searching the bloody floorboards frantically. His perfect plan contained a fatal flaw from the very beginning. He had murdered his best friend, for absolutely no reason whatsoever. The killer screamed into the dark, stormy night in pure agony. The irony of fate laughed cruelly at his bloody, empty hands. He had traded his eternal soul for a prize he lost. The immense wealth he envisioned was now just a mocking illusion. He fell to his knees beside the corpse of his brother. The heavy weight of his unforgivable sin crashed down upon him. There was no money, no glorious future, only blood and guilt. His greed had led him straight into a dark, inescapable hell. While the killer descended into madness, a completely different scene unfolded. Miles away, inside a warm, peaceful, and quiet family home nearby. The victim's young child sat happily on the soft living room rug. Innocent laughter echoed through the brightly lit, incredibly comforting space. The child was completely oblivious to the tragedy occurring far away. The world remained safe, beautiful, and full of wonderful, magical surprises. In the child's tiny hands was the missing piece of paper. The multi-million-dollar lottery ticket was treated like simple, meaningless trash. The victim had left it on the kitchen table that morning. He wanted his family to be the first to truly celebrate. The toddler folded the precious ticket into a clumsy paper airplane. Pure innocence unknowingly held the ultimate power over immense, staggering wealth. The little boy threw the paper airplane across the warm room. It glided gracefully, carrying the weight of a fortune in silence. This child represented a soul completely untainted by the world's greed. The contrast between bloody murder and pure innocence is absolutely striking. The killer's dark ambitions were thwarted by a random, unpredictable variable. A beautiful reminder that evil rarely achieves its true, desired goals. While the child played, the mother noticed the folded paper airplane. She picked it up, unfolding it to reveal the winning numbers. A smile crossed her face, completely unaware of her husband's fate. She thought their lives were about to become a beautiful dream. The missing ticket was not just a symbol of lost wealth. It became the ultimate evidence of a truly horrific, senseless crime. Soon, the police would trace the victim's final, tragic, lonely steps. The investigation would inevitably lead back to the greedy, treacherous friend. The bloody crime scene at the cabin would be quickly discovered. The murderer's sloppy mistakes would easily expose his dark, terrible guilt. The walls of justice would slowly close in on the murderer. His grand dreams of luxury would transform into a cold prison. He would be captured, completely broken by his own foolish greed. The handcuffs would click, sealing his dark fate for all eternity. During the trial, the truth about the missing ticket would emerge. The courtroom would gasp at the bitter irony of the situation. The killer would realize that his horrific crime was completely pointless. He destroyed his own life for a prize he never touched. He would spend the rest of his miserable life in chains, haunted endlessly by the ghost of the brother he brutally slaughtered. Every night in his dark cell, he would see the ticket, a glowing reminder of the ultimate betrayal and his monumental failure. Karma operates in mysterious ways, punishing those who cross moral boundaries. The universe always balances the scales of justice and pure truth. The wicked are often blinded by their own selfish, dark desires. They dig their own graves while trying to steal from others. Meanwhile, the victim's family would inherit the massive, life-changing lottery fortune. The father's tragic death would not leave his beloved child destitute. The child would grow up protected by the father's unseen love. The wealth would secure a bright future built on pure innocence. Money is merely a tool, completely neutral in its true nature. It is the human heart that decides to build or destroy. In the hands of the innocent, wealth can bring immense joy. For the greedy, it brings only dark death and endless despair. This story serves as a powerful warning to all of us. Never let the pursuit of gold blind you to true loyalty. True wealth is found in the unwavering trust of good friends, a sacred bond that no amount of money should ever break. The murderer lost his friend, his freedom, and his very soul. He traded a lifetime of brotherhood for a handful of dust. As we reflect on this tragic tale of greed and fate, let us remember the profound value of human connection and love. May the innocent child's paper airplane remind us of what matters. Innocence and trust are the most precious treasures in this world. Thank you for joining us on this deep, emotional, cinematic journey. We hope this story inspires you to cherish your true friends. This has been Vital Life Stories, bringing you tales of truth. Subscribe for more dark mysteries, and we will see you soon.